Did you post on Facebook?
What's going on, guys? Here we go. Another episode of Make the Right Play. We are back for another Wednesday edition. We got the coach on my left, as always. We got Yabui behind the camera, making everything work for us, making everything sound great. Shout out Yabui. Shout out Yabui Media for all your media needs in the Pensacola area. And here we go. We're back, and things are not really that quite cooled down. We had another shooting today, an ICE facility getting shot up. More political violence, as people like to call it. Use the term political violence. So, of course, we got more political violence to get to and talk about. We had a beautiful Charlie Kirk memorial on Sunday. Mm-hmm. We got a new starting quarterback in New York. Shout out Jackson Dart. There's so many things. We got so many things to talk about. And, I mean, it's really just such a whirlwind. Coach, how you feeling? What's going on? How was your week? How you feeling today?
Well, I have to be honest with you. I am feeling so optimistic and happy because I believe that we are having the great awakening and illumination of consciousness that I have been praying for months.
The great awakening and illumination of consciousness. Why do you say that we're doing that? Because as of right now, we just had another ICE facility get shot up by another crazy lib. So how are you feeling? How are you feeling about an illumination of consciousness?
Satan's not going to go down without a fight. I don't expect him to go down without a fight. But after seeing the Charlie Kirk memorial, that was intense. I mean, I have to be honest with you, Carlos. They said that over 100 million people tuned into that worldwide.
Yeah, a lot of people did turn in.
100 million people. They can completely verify at least 20 million people were watching live.
Yep.
But with all the streaming services, it's hard for them to prove it.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of different platforms. As I try to. Jesus Christ, I can't pull in my chair.
Please don't take the Lord's name in vain.
Yeah, there was a lot of different streaming services. I mean, Charlie Kirk's channel, we watched it on War Room, on Rumble.
Of course.
Shout out Steve Bannon. Mm-hmm. There was Newsmax was covering it. I know Fox was covering it for a little bit, jumping to different speeches. I mean, there was a lot of different people, a lot of different networks covering it. So it's tough to get an exact number, but there definitely was at least hundreds of millions of people watching. It was a big event. It was a big deal.
And over 100,000 people were there in person.
Yeah, the place was packed.
Together.
The place
praying
was packed.
Together. I mean, honestly, I don't know about you guys, but when was the last time that you've seen a situation where this country came together in prayer like that? I know I haven't seen
it's been a really long time. I don't know. I honestly can't think of a time where people really came together like that. And of course, the libs are making it into a thing where they're like, oh, well, why don't people come together like that for, school shootings? Why don't people come together, have like big things like that for school shootings?
You know why? Because they're the first ones to say, keep your thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, keep your thoughts and prayers. That's true.
We don't want your thoughts and prayers. That's why.
Yeah.
So for Charlie Kirk, his wife, and all the people were like, we want your prayers. Let's get together and pray together.
Yep.
And I think it woke people up. I really think it actually woke people up, and there's an illumination of consciousness. A great awakening is going on.
A great awakening
is going on.
Maybe.
Because I think people saw that, and they were like, 100 million people tuned in. All those people were praying together. They were praising the Lord Jesus Christ. Like, I think it kind of snapped some people back into reality.
Yeah, maybe. I like to think that you're right. I don't know. If that really is the case. I don't get that vibe. But if you seem
Carlos,
to be right most of the time. So
nobody.
We'll rock with your look.
Nobody could watch Erica Kirk and not be touched.
There was a lot of people that weren't touched, though.
By the power of forgiveness?
There was a lot of people that were not touched.
I know one person who was touched, Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel was very, very touched by now he's back on the airwaves. I think he had to be a little extra touched.
Well, you know what? I think you should show the Jimmy Kimmel from last night because I think that it really humbled him.
He seemed a little extra humbled. Yes. He seemed a little extra. So let's start. He comes on the airwaves, and he starts the waterworks right away. Let's go clip 21 here and take a look at Jimmy Kimmel coming right on the air.
I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human, and that is you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young...
You cut it down right at the big moment there.
I don't think what I have to say is going to make
right,
light
let's
of
go
the
again
murder
here.
of a young man.
You know, Jimmy's
You're
feeling it.
Killing it.
Your boy's on it today. He's on it. Yeah. So Jimmy's feeling it right away, and but what I noticed, is he couldn't even say Charlie's name to start off. The young man.
The murder.
I don't think he used Charlie's. I don't think he used Charlie's name once the whole time.
No.
And so he starts off, murder the young man. Oh, like he's crying it out. He's getting the waterworks going. So then he goes in. He starts talking about Erica's speech, and everybody was very emotionally. If you had a heart, at least you felt
let's show
it.
Jimmy Kimmel talk about that.
All right, so let's go to that. Let's go to clip 15. The whole clip, you boy.
I don't know if you saw this on Sunday. Erica Kirk forgave the man who shot her husband. She forgave him. That is an example we should follow. Yeah. If you believe in the teachings of Jesus as I do, there it was. That's it. A selfless act of grace, forgiveness from a grieving widow. It touched me deeply, and I hope it touches many. And if there's anything we should take from this tragedy to carry forward, I hope it can be that, and not this.
It hopes that it could be that. He seemed very, very touched by God there, Coach. As somebody who, is very, very in touch with the dark side of the force, as some may say. But, he seemed very touched. Maybe Jesus came to him and said, figure it out.
Well, why don't you show Erica? And then I want to see
if
the audience feels that. If you see Erica, you're like, oh, my gosh. How do you not feel touched?
Yeah, let's show clip 4 here.
That young man. On the cross, our Savior said, Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do. That man, that young man, I forgive him.
Man, the people felt it there.
I felt it again.
You felt it.
I felt it again.
Yeah.
Unless you have ever truly forgiven someone, I don't think you can understand how powerful forgiveness is.
Yeah, big time. Absolutely, you're 100% right. And that was that. I mean, talk in terms of moments where you felt, the true presence of God being there. That's up there. That's right up there. The whole crowd and the whole event, you're feeling Jesus is there, and every single person that went up on the stage was talking about God, and that moment right there was such a captivating moment because I truly felt like we are not gonna hold this anger down, this nasty energy down. Like we're going to release it and turn this into a positive. And that's really the biggest message is we're going to turn, Charlie Kirk's life into a positive and keep the mission going. That's how I felt about it.
I felt watching that it shows that there's something bigger than all the BS that goes on this earth.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That some things are just so much more important and so much more powerful than fighting with somebody over politics. And she could have easily used this as a political football. And she could have easily been very small.
Yeah.
But instead, through the power of Jesus Christ, she was able to be so big.
Yeah.
And only with Jesus can you achieve that. You can't achieve that as a human being, a regular person, thinking, no thoughts and prayers, keep your thoughts and prayers. No, you need to dig deep and really feel the power of Jesus Christ and his love and his forgiveness.
Yep.
And it will shake you to your soul, to your core. And I think she was an example of something that was so much bigger.
Right.
And it touched us because in that moment, you're thinking, what's bigger than that?
Yeah.
What's bigger than that? Like Jesus died on the cross for us. He loves us so much, and you could feel the love.
Yeah.
And that was, that could only be inspired by the great one, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. And I feel like it really gave a message to the other side of the country that doesn't believe in thoughts and prayers. Like, whoa, look at all these people coming together. Whoa, 100 million. Please, Jimmy Kimmel in his dreams wishes 100 million people would tune in to watch his show.
He gets quite a bit of views.
No, he doesn't. He actually doesn't get a lot of views. They said that Celebrity Family Feud beat him.
No, Celebrity Family Feud.
Family Feud, when he was off the air for the last few days, beat him. And I honestly think that was another reason why he was crying. Because I think he was humbled a little bit.
Yeah, well, late night TV is kind of died off over the last few years. It's really not as big as it used to be. But
no, it's not.
But that was such a unique moment because that was a moment, like you said, you had so many people come together. You had hundreds of thousands of people on site between the football stadium, the parking lot, and then the arena next door. Like you had so many people there, and then you had so many people watching across so many platforms, all together, kind of just praying, really, all
so
praying
many
together.
People talking about Jesus, and that's something that we don't do publicly that much.
Yep.
Honestly, when I lived in Connecticut, we never ever talked about Jesus. You couldn't even say Merry Christmas without getting a crooked eye, okay?
Yeah, you're not allowed to say that.
Here in Florida, this is God's country, and you can talk about God down here.
Well, they talk about God.
I remember I once had a friend, her brother passed away, and I brought her an ornament, and I wrote her a card, and I was talking about Jesus in the card, and I could tell she got a little disgusted reading the card that I gave her.
Really? When her brother passed away?
I'm not kidding you. Like, she was like...
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, I could have sworn I went to her baby's christening. I mean, I'm sure that she's a Christian.
Right.
But I mean, I have to tell you, I had another occasion where I had somebody from the PTA come to the house. Yeah. And the woman goes to me, she goes, your house, it's so calm. Like there's such a calm feeling in this house. And I said, well, you know why? I said, let me show you why my house feels this way. So I bring her to the picture, the Sacred Heart that Mama gave me. Yep. She was like, shh. And ran out of my house.
That's what she did?
She seriously lost it. Like she was like, ugh. And she ran out. But I have to say, her kid was a tranny.
Well,
so maybe
that could be it.
I mean, maybe there's something tied where there is a demonic spirit that attaches itself to that kind of, because she freaked out when running out of my house. I'm sure if I would have said, here's a drug, here's a cocktail, this is what makes the house feel good, she would have been more than happy. Here's a yoga pose. But no, I said, here, it's the Lord Jesus Christ, the Sacred Heart of Jesus. She went running out of the house.
Right, she was out of there.
Out of there. Yeah. So I think it was the first time in a long time that we had the leaders of this country getting together and praising Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was one of the big things, honestly, that Trump ran on, was how we need to bring God back into focus. That was one of the biggest things, was that we have to get back to God. And of course, Hillary Clinton complaining about God on Morning Joe yesterday and about Christianity. Yeah, she's just an asshole.
She's a devil. And you know what I found so funny is that they were so upset. So many of the left was upset about Jimmy Kimmel being censored.
Silenced.
Well, that's what they did. Remember, Hillary Clinton was even talking about putting people in jail. When she was like, the people who spread propaganda, they need to be going to prison.
Yes.
Jimmy Kimmel told a lie. He said a MAGA person shot Charlie Kirk.
That was my biggest thing.
Should he go to jail? No.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing is
The hypocrisy.
The hypocrisy. You can take Trump off of Twitter and all of social media and get rid of all of his accounts. But then, Jimmy Kimmel gets taken off the airways for saying, MAGA people were the ones that killed Charlie Kirk. And it's like, oh, you're silencing free speech.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
they're the biggest hypocrites.
We weren't a hypocrite. Even we were like, let him say whatever the hell he wants.
We did say that, which it turned out. I mean, he came back, but honestly, he just sucked at his job, and the company had to punish him a little bit and say, listen, you got to be better. You stink.
Well, I just feel like this was a come to Jesus moment for the leftists.
Come to Jesus
where they
moment.
needed to see for themselves, like, oh, we could be censored. And
Yeah.
I don't think they ever thought that they could be censored.
No, I don't think so either.
I think it kind of shook him a little bit.
Yeah.
Like he was like, I have this
Big time.
$10 million a year job, and I almost blew it
Yep.
for a lie.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah, it was a wake up. It was a wake up call.
And maybe watching Tucker Carlson brought him to that come to Jesus moment. Why do we show Tucker? Because I thought this was a really good moment during the Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
Because this is kind of the essence
Yep.
of what Christianity is.
Yeah, totally. I agree with you. Clip 3.
I stood in many stages with Charlie calling for various people to be elected, particularly Donald Trump. And I'm proud of that. It's only an acknowledgement that what Charlie was really saying is that change begins, the only change that matters, when we repent of our sins. We, me. A recognition that the real problem is me and how fallen I am. And that was the reason that Charlie was fearless at all times, truly fearless. To his last moment, he was unafraid, he was not defensive, and there was no hate in his heart. I know that because I've got a little hate compartment in my heart.
Well, at least he's honest. He's honest, but he's 100% right. The change has got to come from within. It has to come from within. And we talked about it. That you have to get your head out of the sand, that you have to start making changes, that you have to start fighting for what's right and doing the right thing and making the changes yourself. Like that was what we talked about that. And Tucker's saying the same thing. You got to accept your faults, accept the things that you've done wrong, atone for your sins, pray, go to church, do the right things, and that will make you the person that God intended you to be. That will make you a leader. Like, that's just the little things that you have to do in life. And it's time for people to start doing it.
I really feel that the love of Jesus Christ is so powerful that you can atone for your sins because he's going to forgive you.
Yes.
And I think when you develop that relationship
Yes.
with God, you don't have to keep living a lie. And I think that so much of the godless people live their lives in a constant lie.
Yeah,
because
totally.
they don't have that relationship with God where he will forgive your sins no matter what they are.
Right.
You know? And it's like we're all broken. We all have things going on that are messed up in our lives. We all have relationships that are broken. And when you can turn to Jesus and tell him everything that's in your heart and be like, God, how can I be more pleasing to you? And really talk to him about that and develop that relationship and try to be a better person.
Yeah.
You will see how quickly you can love your neighbors.
Yeah.
Because if you hate yourself, you're not going to be able to love other people. But
That's
if
true.
you could forgive yourself and start to love yourself and be an instrument of God's peace,
Yeah.
it really makes such a huge difference in your relationships.
Big time.
And I think that is a huge problem that has been going on with our disconnection with God and our society, is that people never say they're sorry. People don't atone for their sins.
Yeah.
They do a lot. I mean, I'll tell you the one thing that I feel that everybody needs to atone for. COVID.
Oh, here we go.
When
Here
am
we
I
go.
going to get an apology for the 16-month lockdown that I had to endure in Connecticut? When are we going to get an atonement from the medical industry? I'm sorry, but let me tell you people something.
Yeah.
Don't be pissed off at Donald Trump for having to say that Tylenol is associated with autism, right? He didn't say it causes. He says there's an association, so we're going to change the warning label.
Right.
And people in the medical industry, the media, Listen, media,
losing
people in the
it.
healthcare industry,
Yeah.
you need to chill out.
Right.
Because you need to atone for all the lies that you told during COVID. For all
There was
that
a lot
it
of
was
them.
trust
There
the
was a lot-
science, trust
there was
the
a lot of
science,
them.
trust the science. And the science was a lie.
Right.
Starting with
Yep.
Dr. Fauci, and
Yep.
you know it. And you know a lot of you lied because that's how you pay your bills.
Right.
Let's be honest. Right?
You're 100% right.
I mean, and that's
It was
the
a
one
big
thing.
payoff. It was a big payoff.
Honey,
That's
they-
what it was. It
they
was a
need-
big money scheme, and it was a way to steal the
wasn't-
election.
Listen,
I'll say it. It was a way to steal the election.
Dr. Dan Erickson
Dan
and
Erickson.
Dr. Artin Masihi, Masihi, I think, from
Halo.
California. I'll never forget, back in April of 2020, they had a press conference. And Dr. Erickson's a Viking, right?
Yes.
So he's like, my people, I'm loving this guy. And
Yep.
he's like, COVID is a disease where many will get it, few will die. Many will get it, few will die. We don't need lockdowns. We don't need Home Depot to stay open, but the mom and pop
shop.
coffee shop has to close.
Yeah.
Like the man, everything
Yep.
he said was true. They canceled him. The medical industry wasn't
Yeah.
worried
Took away
about
his
trusting
license.
the science. They canceled him. They told him to shut up.
Yep.
And he was erased. He
It's
was
true.
completely erased.
Yep.
So where's the atonement for the medical industry?
Yeah.
And that's why Tucker's saying, look at me. It starts with me. So
Right.
when you're upset that Donald Trump is saying, oh, you know, Tylenol could be associated from a study in Harvard, by the way. He didn't make it up in the Oval Office
Right, he
with
didn't
RFK.
just pull it out of his ass.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come
Yep.
on, be honest. That you need to be like,
Be honest.
let me zip it and say, you know what? We have a lot of trust issues with the public because we used a lot of our trust
It's true.
during COVID
It's
and
true.
lied. Okay? So come on. That's why you need to look at me. Look at me. It starts with me.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
So I'm sorry, but I had
Coach,
to say it. And that's
you
why.
have to get fired up here.
And that's why Tucker Carlson is so powerful. Because maybe if you shut your mouth and really said, my goodness, we have people who won't send their kids to school. We have people who won't vaccinate their kids at all.
Yeah.
Because the trust is gone.
Right.
The trust is gone. So
It's
instead
gone.
of judging Trump for saying, let me try to rebuild it a little bit and say, oh, there's an association and we want to try to, you know, make the CDC work where the public can trust us more,
Yep.
and being like, okay, anything we can do to rebuild that trust, rather than be like, no, trust the science, shut up, and we're going to have the media do exactly what they did during COVID. No, it's not going to work.
Yeah. You're 100% right. They
It's
totally
not
broke the
going to
trust.
work.
They broke the trust because they
totally broke the
forced
trust.
everybody inside.
Yes.
They lied about the numbers. They counted things as COVID deaths when they weren't COVID deaths. Shout out George Floyd. He was a COVID death. I mean, there was so much manipulation of the general public. There was so much manipulation of the numbers. There was manipulation where a kid couldn't go to school, but a kid can work at McDonald's.
Yeah.
There was so many lies that were told to the public, and then they forced this vaccination on people and said you had to get this vaccine, and if you don't get this vaccine, you can't go back to school. If you don't get this vaccine, you can't go to work. If you don't get this vaccine, you can't go to church. They did so many things to force people's hand into a product that was rushed through development, was not ready. It's crap. And more people get COVID now. People are still getting COVID all the time. They're getting 5th, 6th, 7th boosters. They're still getting it. But, you know, and then they're having more medical issues. I mean, for Christ's sake, you have people who are in the best shape of their life, the most healthy people, dropping dead. Shout out to Damar Hamlin, dropped dead on the football field randomly, just randomly. LeBron James kid in super shape, freshman year at USC, all of a sudden has a heart attack. You know, like that shit doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
But they forced this vaccine on people, and they put people in these boxes to do what they wanted, and then there's just no apology. There's no like, you know, hey, hand up. We were totally wrong.
Exactly.
My bad. We were totally wrong.
I want an apology. I want an apology, and I want some atonement, and I stand with RFK would make America healthy again, because we really got sick during COVID. Let's be
Fauci
honest.
crawled into a hole. You don't even know where that guy is
No.
anymore.
And you know
He's
what?
in a hole somewhere.
And Cuomo, the reason why we're going to have a communist in New York becoming mayor is because they're trying to run Cuomo again, and everybody's still pissed at him because of COVID.
Well, because he killed off all those old people.
Yes.
He literally killed them off.
He never atoned.
Yeah.
He never
Totally.
said, look at me, I made mistakes, and I learned from those mistakes, and I'm going to be a great mayor for you because I want to show that I'm sorry for. No, he acts like none of it never happened. None of it ever, and that's why you're going to get a communist in New York.
Well, and because the people are stupid, but.
Well, that's another reason. But I'll tell you another thing.
People are just so dumb.
I'll tell you another thing. I'll never forget. I had to do the back to school conferences over the Zoom. Right? You couldn't even go into school. So in Connecticut, while everybody was in school in Florida, in Connecticut, you were still doing virtual. So I had the virtual not PTA meeting, a virtual parent-teacher meeting.
Yes.
And I'll never forget when I said, listen, I had 3 sons do the 5th grade before my daughter. She is way behind.
Right.
Like, she is not doing the same things that my sons were doing.
Yeah.
And you know what the teachers told me? Don't worry about it. Everybody's behind. That's what they said. Everybody's
what a response. Don't worry. We really suck because everybody just sucks.
Well, guess what happened? I didn't stay a victim in Connecticut. I moved to Florida, and guess what? Not everybody was behind. The other kids were running circles around my daughter.
Yeah.
And she's not stupid. She's in the IB program.
Right.
But the thing is that not everybody was behind. Maybe Connecticut, because you all had the group think.
Yeah,
but there were other parts of the country that were leaving you guys in the dust.
Yeah.
Honestly. But you know what we need to show?
What do we
need to show Dr. Ben Carson when he discusses what's wrong with the teachers right now.
Oh, man. Ben Carson. Yeah, no, absolutely. We do. Let's go clip 7 here.
Now, for many decades, there have been people who are trying
Dr.
to
Ben
fundamentally change who we are. And there was a man by the name of Cleon Skousen who wrote a book called The Naked Communist in the 50s. And he exposed the things that were being done by the Marxists to gain control of our country. Such things as gaining control of the public education system and the teacher unions so that you could infiltrate and indoctrinate our young people. It was a radical leftist who said, give me your children to teach for 4 years, and the seed that I sow will never be uprooted. That's what's going on. They also had...
And that's what's going on in the universities.
What's going on.
And that's why Charlie Kirk was so dangerous.
Yeah.
Because he went right to the source and challenged it right at the source. He said, I'm going to bring it right to you, and we're going to go toe-to-toe right here. Yeah. Because it really is. Like, that's... And we talk about it, I feel like, every single week. It's the propaganda that starts when they're young, and that is why we have what we have now. It's consistent propaganda, and it started at a very young age.
It's an indoctrination.
Right.
Where they're taught what to think, not how to think.
Correct.
And right now, my daughter is in a program where they teach you to think. Where my son Gabriel went to Branford High School and they taught him what to think. And you know what? I sometimes think about it, and I was very angry. I went to one of his classes and they had a picture of Donald Trump while he was president as Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, in the classroom.
He looked like Ronald McDonald in the classroom in the front of the room.
Yeah.
That was so disrespectful.
Yeah, President of the United States.
That's the problem. We live in a country that just because you have political differences of opinion, you can be so disrespectful.
Ma, you can kill them now.
Yeah.
You could kill them now. Like, we're past, we're beyond where you could be so disrespectful. We're just going to murder you because we have a difference in opinion.
Carlos,
that's where we're at now.
That's why there's only one person who can save us, and that's Jesus Christ. Because all of us need to go look in the mirror and really look and say, what do I need to change about me?
But we got to get them back to church.
What do I need to own? And say, you know what? I did lie. I wasn't completely forthcoming. You know, you know what? I was really disrespectful and I don't appreciate other people's opinions and I shouldn't be so judgmental of other people. Like, we need to have a come to Jesus moment as a country. And I feel like Charlie Kirk's memorial service was a start of that.
It was a start. I agree. It was a start. It's just, the people that we really need to break home to are so entrapped. Just like Ben Carson said, once I plant the seed, the roots you won't be able to uproot it.
Well,
like,
that's
they're
why
just
we need to
so
plant the seed of
blinded.
Christ.
They're blinded by the lies.
Carlos, we need to plant the seed of Christ. That he is the only one who could save us.
Yeah.
He is the only one who could save us is Jesus Christ. That's it. That's the only person who can break the hypnosis of indoctrination.
Yeah.
Because it goes to your spirit. And when you pray, you have discernment.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. You go ahead.
And I was going to say, and let me tell you something, learning to forgive, when they say forgiveness, it's not for the other person, it's for yourself.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people I know that could benefit from learning how to forgive. And it will set them free. And they won't be so angry and so miserable.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I know people personally who have dealt with some tragedies, but they need to learn to forgive.
Yeah.
And they would make their life so much better.
Yeah.
So thoughts and prayers, America. Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. Start learning how to forgive. Well, Coach, listen, we talk a lot about Jesus, right? And we're every week we're constantly out and we're talking about how we need to come to God, and we need more people, and we need more people to start doing that. So let's show, somebody who has been doing it a lot lately, and that's our Vice President, J.D. Vance. Said it himself. Let's show clip 5.
Telling somebody backstage that I always felt a little uncomfortable talking about my faith in public as much as I loved the Lord and as much as it was an important part of my life. I have talked more about Jesus Christ in the past 2 weeks than I have my entire time in public life.
And look at the response.
Yeah.
And that is an undeniable legacy of the great Charlie Kirk. You know, he loved God. And because he loved God, he wanted to understand God's creation and the men and women made in his image.
That's
well,
true.
You know what? J.D. Vance went to Yale. And where was Yale? The town next over, or 2 towns over from where we lived in Connecticut. Those people are godless, and they need to bring God back to
totally
Connecticut.
godless. Yeah.
They're godless. And that's why, like, when he said that, I was like, oh, I know that's true, because you left Ohio, went to Yale, and God forbid you talk about God. God forbid you say Merry Christmas at Christmas time.
Yeah, it's really true. But I mean, that's anywhere in the Northeast. I feel like you can't really you can't talk about Merry Christmas anywhere.
In New York, you could say Merry Christmas because New York loves Christmas.
New York lives for Christmas.
And New York is so diverse.
Yeah.
Where you have Happy Hanukkah, like Hanukkah, come like the menorah. Like, it's like we're into the spirit of the season in New York. But Connecticut is so white bread, liberal, calm winter. Happy holidays is like you go.
That's a stretch, though. That's a stretch if you say happy holidays.
God forbid you say Merry Christmas. You could be offending someone.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it was just crazy town. So
it really was crazy town.
It really was crazy
it's just
town.
Mental illness city.
You know what? I'm so happy that maybe people see, because it's contagious, people will see the reaction from the people at this memorial service.
We have to hope. We have to hope that this memorial service and Charlie Kirk's, death is the change, is the key point in time that will change the direction of this country. We have to hope that's what it is, because we need it. Like, we need it. We're going down such a dark path because, I mean,
we were going down.
We were. Now that we had the awakening, we're not anymore.
And the truth.
But yes.
And Jesus is the truth, and we have the truth now. And Charlie Kirk likes to tell the truth, and there's someone else who likes to tell the truth.
No, there's somebody else.
Donald Trump.
Oh boy. Well, listen, he tells the truth everywhere.
Let me tell you, he was on fire after that memorial service. He was like, I'm telling everybody the truth.
Right, he was feeling it. He was feeling it.
Donald Trump goes to the United Nations
yesterday
and gets the warmest of welcomes as soon as he gets on the escalator. You got to roll the tape.
The warmest of welcomes. All right, let's show it here. Let's go clip 12.
Look, they did that on purpose.
Very much appreciated. And I don't mind making this speech without a teleprompter, because the teleprompter is not working. I feel very happy to be up here with you nevertheless, and that way you speak more from the heart. I can only say that whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble.
It's in big trouble. Yeah, I'm sure they were in big trouble. But let me tell you something. Dad put it perfectly. He's like, Trump's one of those guys that you need him to stay on speech because then he'll go off and he'll just start talking about random stuff.
They totally regretted it.
Yeah, they totally regretted it
because
big
the
time.
first thing he did was told them about how crappy the building is.
Yeah.
He's like, you should have. I remember putting in a bid for $500 million, and I was going to give you marble floors. But then what happened was you picked somebody else. $2 billion later, you don't even have the marble floors. This place, it looks like crap. I mean, right to their face.
He was
right to their face.
Oh my gosh! And then when he went right at the London mayor, he's like, "The
yeah.
London mayor is so awful. Like she's just the worst."
He's the worst.
Like,
Yeah, he hates him. You
it
gotta
was
play
wild.
the clip though. Play the clip when he's talking about one of the things.
Oh, well, this was one of the best parts, right? Because, you know, the liberal, they love to talk about climate change and how the earth is we're doomed, right?
Yeah.
The earth is doomed. It's every so often we get another, listen, we're doomed here. Let's show clip 11 because this was just great.
And this is Trump talking from the heart.
From the heart, off script.
In 1982, the executive director of the United Nations Environmental Program predicted that by the year 2000, climate change would cause a global catastrophe. He said that it will be irreversible as any nuclear holocaust would be. What happened? Here we are. Another UN official stated in 1989 that within a decade, entire nations could be wiped off the map by global warming. Not happening. You know, it used to be global cooling. If you look back years ago in the 1920s and the 1930s, they said, global cooling will kill the world. We have to do something. Then they said global warming will kill the world. But then it started getting cooler. So now they could just call it climate change because that way they can't miss.
That's my favorite. Is that way it just covers everything. You know?
Covers everything.
We won't miss there. We won't miss that because that honestly, when I was growing up and I was in elementary and middle school, it was global warming, and all of a sudden there was a little switch where they just decided we're just going to go climate change in general, so that way whatever happens we could say because of climate change.
Well, Carlos, Al Gore, who lost the election to George W. Bush,
Yeah,
right?
Man Bear Pig.
He made Man Bear Pig makes a movie called An Inconvenient Truth. I think they scrubbed that thing from the internet.
Yeah, I don't think you can find that anywhere.
Truth, he won Oscars. Everybody was kissing his butt.
Yep.
The inconvenient truth is everything he said was wrong.
Yeah,
Every
it's
single
true.
thing he said was wrong.
Yep.
And they spent so much money and so much time and so much energy. And these windmills are disgusting. They're killing the whales. I mean,
Killing the whales.
It's a mess. Like, this is another thing people need to atone for.
Yeah.
This is another thing that they need to say, I'm sorry that I almost bankrupted your family, raising the price of oil.
Right.
Because we were going to go to green energy and you had trouble with money that you couldn't even buy groceries sometimes.
Yeah.
There
'cause
needs
we
to be an
buried you.
atonement for that too.
Yep.
Another thing, what's the problem with me?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
You're
What's the
100%
problem
right.
with me?
Yeah.
And that's why people don't trust it anymore.
How can you? How can you? Because they fill you with all this bullshit that's supposed to be happening, and it never happens. It never happens, right? How many times have we heard we're in a recession? We're in a recession. Trump's going to cause a recession. Everybody's going to lose all their money. All this, all that. We heard it 1,000 times.
The tariffs.
The tariffs are going to destroy everything. We're all in the toilet. It's all over.
I know.
I heard it 1,000 times. We're 9 months in. Where is it? Like they lie all the time, and then they call you. They're like, oh, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're crazy. And they just come up with these theories in their heads all the time.
When they lied about how Congress was the only way they could stop the illegals from coming in the country.
Yeah.
Remember? Unless we get this bill passed by Congress, we can't
do
stop
anything.
it. And they would try to blame, it's the Republicans' fault and
Yep.
it's Trump's fault. Trump gets into office, stops all the illegals. Why don't we play
throws
Trump
it right in
talking
everybody's
to the
face,
United
too.
Yeah.
Clip 10.
In Greece, the number was 54%, and in Switzerland, beautiful Switzerland, 72% of the people in prisons are from outside of Switzerland. When your prisons are filled with so-called asylum seekers who repaid kindness, and that's what they did, they repaid kindness with crime. It's time to end the failed experiment of open borders. You have to end it now. See, I can tell you. I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell. In America, we've taken bold action to swiftly shut down uncontrolled migration. Once we started detaining and deporting everyone who crossed the border and removing illegal aliens from the United States, they simply stopped coming. They're not coming anymore. We're getting a lot of credit, but they're not coming anymore.
That's the best. I mean, he's 100% right.
Yeah.
They're just not coming anymore.
It's
like,
true.
They're like, we're just not going to get in, and if we do get in, we're going to get caught. So let's just scrap this.
I mean, and did you see the one guy in the audience is like this? He's literally he right to their face. He's telling the globalists,
right?
He's giving them the middle finger.
He is, but he's 100% right.
Yeah, he's
because
telling
you
the
want to know
truth.
why that London mayor is so bad? Because they're considering putting in Sharia law because they have so many undocumented Muslims that moved up from the Middle East. That's the truth.
It's not right because I mean. Where the people from Great Britain supposed to go?
Right. They're going to push them all out.
I mean, the Arabs, they have the whole Middle East. The Muslims have the whole Middle East. Can the Great Britain people have that one stupid little island? You have the whole Middle East full of
Insignificant
Muslims.
little shit island.
That little island.
Let's give it to them, for Christ's sake.
People, that little island?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. If you don't see that this is like a takeover.
It's a
an
total
invasion,
takeover, but
you're
they
freaking
do it all the
blind.
time. They do it all the time. That's why it's so scary what's going on in Michigan.
Yeah.
Because you have that town where you have the cops walking around in Arabic badges.
Yeah.
Like it's like what the hell is
And
going
they play
on?
that song, you know that thing where they have to pray to Muhammad? Like, imagine like you live there, and all of a sudden now, all of you have like whatever that sound
town.
is.
It's crazy town.
What happened?
Or they just accept it. Like they just let it happen.
Well,
They're
they
like,
tell them to move.
Oh, it is
if
what it
you don't
is.
like it, you have to move.
Right.
You're
Yeah, even
here.
though I've been here forever,
Yeah.
it's like I gotta get up and
Your
go now.
family like fought in war,
Yeah,
settled the country.
it's so bad.
And you have to move.
It's so bad. Everybody better kiss Trump's ass that we're closing up the border now. And then with the visas, where you got to pay $100,000 per visa.
That was the best thing that Trump did.
The best.
The best thing. Let me tell you
That's
something.
a statement.
When I got out of high school, you could get a job without getting a college degree in IT.
Yeah,
And
you
a
could.
lot of people were doing it because you were, I mean, even if you were homesick, they had the Chubb Institute of Technology. Like, it was huge, IT.
Right.
Then they started to outsource it with a bunch of Indians.
Yep.
So they got all the Indians to come in, and what do? They pay them $60,000.
Mm-hmm.
When you were in the 90s, you were getting paid six figures. I remember when you were little, all the IT people were getting paid over $100,000.
Yeah, easily.
But that's why they brought in the people on the
Indians.
H1N1 visas.
Mm-hmm.
They pay them $60,000, and they suppress wages.
Yeah, I know
That's what they
I
did.
know a couple culprits that would outsource to the Indians and would be on the phone with the Indians all the time talking about the problems.
Not their choice.
I
Not
know
their
a couple
choice.
people that were like that talking to the Indians.
It wasn't their choice, but I mean, you know, and you know the whole call center situation. So now H1N1, you're gonna have to pay $100,000. That means it goes from paying $60,000 a year. Now you're gonna have to pay over $150,000 a year. Hire an American.
And talk about the hypocrisy, right? They'll you'll be talking amongst your friends, and they'll be complaining. Oh, I called and I got some foreigner on the phone, and they're talking and they can't speak English and they can't do this. But then they'll rush to protect them to make sure that they keep that job. But then they'll bitch and say, oh, why, these companies, I can't get anything done because I'm talking to all these foreign people that are hiring them. I mean, that's the truth. Hypocrisy again.
It's
the classic lib. Hypocrisy,
but instead
hypocrisy.
of the people being happy and the media saying this actually is going to be good for the American workers, because now it's going to increase wages and it'll actually be cheaper to take the people who have the suppressed wages. All right, we'll pay you $120,000 a year, and now you're going to save hiring an American.
Yeah,
think about it, because now you're going to have to pay $150,000 a year to hire somebody from outside.
It's true.
So
well, now you got to hire some Americans,
but they don't ever want to give Trump credit for anything.
No, they won't, and they never will, because they still won't give him credit for the border, even though the border is the most secure it's ever been. They won't give him credit for anything.
Do we have another UN one?
Do we have another UN one? I don't think we do. Let me see here.
We had the escalator.
Yeah,
and then I talked about him saying that he would have renovated the UN better.
Here, let's show some of his best moments. Let's go clip 13.
Okay.
I don't mind making this speech without a teleprompter because the teleprompter is not working. I ended 7 wars, dealt with the leaders of each and every one of these countries and never even received a phone call from the United Nations offering to help. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. The First Lady wasn't in great shape. She would have fallen, but she's in great shape. These are the two things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. I can only say that whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble. It's always an honor to be here. We've done this before, and this was a little more exciting because of the escalator and the teleprompter.
He wouldn't let it go.
He wouldn't let it. He was fired up. But honestly, that people say he was getting sabotaged, that they were screwing with him because they didn't want him to make a speech.
Well, there was an article in like the Telegraph or something that's in London, and they said, "Oh, Trump cut our funding, so maybe the escalator won't work while he's here."
Yeah. Yeah, well, Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, wants a full investigation. She's fired up today. Was demanding an investigation happen.
You know what? He made them look bad.
He did.
He showed
totally
how
made
petty
them look
they
bad.
are.
Totally.
I mean, they're so petty, and they're supposed to be leading the world in peace.
Yeah.
But you know what I thought was really funny was Macron trying to get to the UN.
Oh my gosh,
and
the
he
poor
gets
guy.
Stuck in traffic.
The poor guy. He had to get out of his car. Let's show clip 17 here. This was a disaster. This poor dude.
I'm sorry, I'm President. I'm really sorry. It's just that everything's in frozen right now. There's a motorcade coming right now. I'm sorry. If you don't see it, let me.
Don't you know who I am?
NYPD telling him to go scratch.
How are you?
Hello, Dana.
So he calls Trump. This is him on the phone with Trump.
I'm waiting the street because everything is frozen for you.
It's on your phone, Donald.
He goes, they're all closed for you.
And you know, and he's probably like, and did you talk to Candace?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know we didn't even get to talk about that, but that Brigitte was like releasing photos and all this doctor paperwork. Talk about living rent free in somebody's head. Candace Owens owns Brigitte Macron. Owns her.
She hasn't talked about Macron at all.
Yeah, well, she's busy.
She's so busy trying to solve the case with Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Which I have to say, new evidence did come out.
Well, yeah, this new evidence is crazy.
But this is like from a military person because you know what the problem is now? This.
Yep.
Everybody has a cell phone now. This isn't like in the 60s when the CIA killed Kennedy and there was one camera with the
Whoa, did you say the CIA killed Kennedy,
Yeah,
Coach?
everybody knows the CIA killed.
Whoa, Coach.
Everybody knows
Coach.
it. So what happened was the
statement.
CIA, but you know, they only had the one grassy knoll footage.
Yes.
Now everybody has a cell phone. So, you know, even you're making a TikTok, you have the shooter behind you. And it's like, it's
There
a
were so
totally
many
new
cameras.
world. And they don't even
Yeah.
want, I mean, you saw they broke down that crime scene so fast because they did not want any evidence being collected.
Paved over it.
I mean, it is crazy. But show
Coach.
this video because this is like, I have to say, it makes you think.
So
this
first,
video makes you think.
We got to do shout out your buoy for sending us this clip.
Yeah.
Shout out your buoy, producer your buoy here. All right, let's show clip 22 because this is interesting, guys. Graphic material ahead.
Warning.
In that video, you can see the same, what appears to be the bullet coming down, and it does line up with the actual gunshot itself.
We're not counting gang violence. Great.
So this video was created by a friend of mine who is a Marine. You'll see him here at the end. This is the angle he is showing the shot coming from, showing where Charlie was sitting, and the angle of the shot, which will correspond with this video here, which unfortunately we will blur out Charlie's face, but we will show what is necessary to prove that this was an entry and exit wound. So you'll see him circle the highlighted area right there, and you'll see the exit wound corresponding after, a split second after, as it would from an entry and exit wound. So in this footage, you can clearly see that Charlie is shot from his back right, and there's blood splatter coming out of the entry wound immediately after a shot. The first...
I mean, that's clearly like coming from the back.
And then they said the reason why the bullet, there was no exit wounds, because they're trying to say he got shot through the front.
Right.
There was no exit wound because he's the Man of Steel. And he's such a blessed man that his bone stopped the bullet and somebody else could have gotten killed behind him. I mean, this is the biggest crock of crap I ever heard. Like, it's such a lie. It's like a chicken bone that's in your neck.
Yeah, they're lying to us.
Those
Coach.
bullets,
They're lying to us.
a neck bone is not going to stop one of those bullets. And why do you think they tore apart that crime scene? I mean, I've never seen anything like it. They literally took him out of there. They break it down the tent. They're taking all the cameras.
Yeah.
Like, they dismantled that thing in 5 minutes. Usually, even in New York City, you see them, they get the crime scene, they get the tape. Like, nobody can go in. You need to get the CSI people.
Yeah.
Nothing. They made sure they cleaned up that whole area because somebody big was in on this.
I don't know, that clip right there. I mean, that looked like the shot had come from the backside.
Yeah.
The back right. That really does. And I have said many times, as I think you have as well, I don't think Tyler Robinson is the shooter.
I think he's a patsy.
I think that there's a lot more that's going on here. There's a lot more that needs to be uncovered. I think that there's a lot of lies going around, and I think that the shooter's still at large. I mean, that was...
He hasn't confessed.
He hasn't confessed.
So his father turned him in. He turned himself in to not confess.
Yeah, it
what
makes
is he
no
saying?
sense.
How come we're not hearing anything?
Right.
We're not hearing a peep as to what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and let me tell you that the senator who got killed in Minnesota, the FBI when they brought in her assassin, who, by the way, she was the only Democrat to vote against the Democrats, and she's the one who gets shot, right? The only Democrat to vote against the Democrat gets shot, but we're supposed to believe a Republican would want to shoot the only Democrat who would vote against Democrats.
Yeah, because it makes no sense.
And the guy tells the FBI, oh, Tim Walz hired me, and, because he wanted me to kill Amy Klobuchar. That's why you didn't hear about that Melissa lady.
Yeah, they
were
buried
like,
that.
we're burying this story so fast. We do not want anybody talking about this story. Now, all of a sudden, they're like, well, what about that political assassination?
Yeah.
And it's like that political assassination, they buried it because
the governor hired him.
I mean, it was
because of the governor.
Yeah, like, it is so sick. Allegedly. The governor allegedly hired him.
Yep,
but
we're
the
gonna get taken
point
off the air.
is that there is a deep state. They're evil people. The globalists who stopped the escalator and tried to kill Melania. Thank God she's in good shape.
Thank God.
Trump
Thank
said,
God
thank
that she's
God
in good
anybody
shape.
else. And you know what the worst part is? I was listening to the speech live. I was going food shopping in Publix.
Yep.
And he's like, and thank God Melania's in good shape. Anybody else would have fell down. I felt so ashamed of myself because I'm not in good shape right now. I'm still recovering from hip replacement.
You would have fell down there, Coach?
I would have fell down. I'm like my poor husband. He would have had to pick me up off the escalator. It would have been like, oh, I'm sorry. We need to go to Bellevue. Trump cannot deliver the speech.
That was what they were probably hoping for. They were hoping that was the goal.
She was in heels when it happened.
Yeah. Look, listen, she wasn't wearing that giant hat that day.
Oh, my gosh. But
she was looking good.
Yeah, she looked fantastic. But I mean, it's so crazy how, like, you have these evil people, and then they're the first ones who say, we don't want your thoughts and prayers. That's what they're going to say.
We don't want them.
But let me tell you, they killed Charlie Kirk, and it has made Charlie Kirk more powerful. Because people who have
100%.
never watched his videos, for the first time, they're watching his videos, and they're like, oh, wow, he was a good guy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, he really wasn't racist.
Yep.
Oh, wow, what he says is making sense.
Yeah. You're 100% right. I mean, he is so out there right now. You can't open your TikTok without a Charlie Kirk video pulling up.
He's all over my TikTok.
He's everywhere. He's everywhere. And I think his message is gonna continue to grow stronger. I think they're gonna do everything they can to continue to reach out to college campuses, have events. I mean, they announced that lineup. They got a bunch of people that it's going to different people. They have Tucker's doing one. Rob Schneider's doing one.
I like Rob Schneider.
He's doing a couple.
Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo.
I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of people that are coming and doing these one. I think Candace Owens should do one, but I don't know.
Well,
I don't think she would ever do it.
Candace Owens doesn't want to get killed.
Yeah, Candace.
Because if anybody
Candace
can get killed, I mean, she took her kids out of school.
Well, because I mean, she threatened the Jews like right off the rip. She said, "You killed Charlie."
She did not say that.
She said that.
She did not say that.
So did Tucker at the memorial too. Tied it right in with a mention of killing Christ.
They did not say that.
They said you killed Christ and then you killed Charlie Kirk.
He actually said, "I never said that." When somebody said,
double down on it.
No, he never said that.
They did it. They know what's up,
Who
BB.
do you think is behind the ICE guy? Because I feel,
oh my gosh,
like the guy from ICE today who went And he wasn't as good a shooter as Tyler Robinson.
He was terrible.
Apparently.
He killed 2 illegals. He went there to kill Ice Ages and then ended up killing the illegals. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Can't you figure it out? One's wearing a giant shirt that says Ice on it, and the other one,
well, he started
like,
shooting at a
miss.
van. He started shooting at an Ice fan indiscriminately.
Yeah.
Because you know how they go on the van early in the morning and then they like go out and try to apprehend the people.
Mm-hmm.
So he was shooting indiscriminately. He's like an idiot.
And just killed.
Ended up killing 2 illegals and then killed himself.
Yeah. Yeah, that was.
And why do they always scrub the social media? Why don't they
You were
leave
saying
their
that on the
social
way
media
here,
up
yeah.
there so we could see who these people really are? But right away,
Coach, they're interfering in your independent investigation.
Exactly, because I want to know.
Right, you want to know what's going on with this person. What was his name? Justin John or something like that? Some crazy name like that. I think
What,
was
the
the
one
guy.
who tried to kill Trump?
No, the ice shooter.
He looks like such a weirdo, too.
He does. He does look like a big time weirdo.
And it's like it's always
looks like
these
fresh off the
weirdos.
Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what they're saying, that they're grooming them within these like gamer chats.
The Discord communities.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm getting
And the
that
other
vibe
one,
too.
The ticker, the other one, the other sticker, ticker. What's the
Sticker,
other game
ticker.
thing?
I don't know,
There's
Coach.
another
There's like a
gaming
million
app.
of them.
What's the one?
The streaming service?
Yes, the gaming.
You talked about this before. Twitch.
Twitch.
You think that the Twitch services are?
They said that these people, these communities, because they're finding who the weak links are, and they're like indoctrinating them through these community chats. Like they bring you into another room.
Right. They
And like,
invite
if
you
you're a
in.
lonely person and all you do is play video games,
Yeah.
and you don't really have a lot of social,
Right.
like, you know,
Like real life friends.
right? Real
Yeah.
life friends, like
Yeah.
you know, it
Right.
might be easy to like they're predators,
prey on
like
you.
and be like, oh, we can groom these people to carry out
Well, they
our
said
evil
that
plan.
the guy that shot up the school on the day that Charlie Kirk got assassinated, the younger kid, like the 14-year-old that went into the high school, they said that he got radicalized, like terrorist radicalized, and that's why he went and shut up
I'm
the school.
telling you, I really feel like, you know how I always talk about MK Ultra?
Yeah.
So imagine you desensitize these kids while they're in school and
Mm-hmm.
you completely indoctrinate them. They become soulless. They don't believe in God. They
Right.
don't like their parents. They think we're a bunch of idiots. And then they isolate themselves.
Yeah.
So they're isolated and all they're doing are playing these video games.
Right. Or going on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're easy prey for people who know how to manipulate them.
Right. We got to get them to touch some grass and get outside.
That's what I say.
That's the key. But we talk about it all the time, Maya. You know what you got to do? You got to get out in the community and volunteer.
Yes.
Got to get out in the community and volunteer.
I agree with you.
You
You
gotta
need
get
to
out
have
of the
a
house.
purpose-driven life.
Yeah.
You cannot just play video games all the
100%.
time. You have to have a
100%.
purpose-driven life. I mean, honestly, that's why I go to church every day, because I am praying for a lot of young people.
Yeah, you have to.
I am. I'm very concerned because, I mean, you know, you're 25, so I have kids ages from 25 through 15, and I see it. It's not good. It's not good what's going on.
It's not good out there, Coach.
No,
It's
but
not good.
that's why you need to get this book. It's called Daily Prayers to Save
Oh, you
America.
got to talk about the story that you about the daily prayers for America.
Well, I was actually at a lunch and this woman brought it up.
Yeah.
And she goes, I'm the one who bought the books and gave them out free at the church. I thought it was the church that gave out the books for free.
Yeah.
She bought it and put it in the, what is it called?
The Northex.
The Northex. That's
Yes.
a new word.
It's a
We used to
stupid
call
word.
it
Terrible
vestibule.
word.
Now
I don't
it's
get
called
it. I don't get why
Northex.
it's
I don't
like
know.
that.
So it's in the North. And I said, oh my gosh, because of you, I prayed that book like every day. And I bought 100 copies and mailed it to like all my friends and people that I care about.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's amazing how her just taking this book and leaving it in the Northex, I got it, and then I'm praying every day, and then I mail it, and I'm giving it out to people.
Yeah.
And I'm telling
Hundreds
you,
of copies.
that's how it starts.
Yeah.
Jesus can spread like fire. Mm-hmm. His message is so powerful.
Yeah.
So we cannot give up. Don't ever let anybody try to cheapen the thoughts and prayers, because honestly, it's the prayers that are the most powerful.
You're 100% right. It is 100%. And we were talking about it at St. Vincent de Paul the other night when we had our meeting on Monday. We were talking about how before we leave, we give them a couple different prayer cards, a couple different prayer squares and things like that. We pray with them. We sit with them and we tell them how important it is to not only have that relationship with God, but get back to church, get back to praying, get back to doing the things the right way. And it's really so essential to have success in your life, is to have, you know, the blessings of God around you and be able to go to church. Because without it, it's tough to get ahead. It really is. It's tough to get ahead. Which, by the way, shout out, October 11th, we're having a thrift store sale, wholesale sale at the St. Vincent de Paul thrift store.
October 11th is
October
an exciting
11th.
day
It's
because we
in the
also
morning.
have the Visionaires concert.
Yes, it's also the Visionaires concert. It's a big day. It's a big day, October 11th.
I wanted to tell you about this book that I'm reading.
Oh, yes. Talk about it.
I went to prison, so you don't have to. A love story and lawfare in Trump land. And it's Peter Navarro. He works for Trump. I got to tell you, this book is hilarious. I was laughing out loud reading this book. This man got arrested. And I mean, they even put the iron legs on him. And like they really, but this is actually a good book. So if you want a fun book to read, I went to prison, so you don't have to. It's a great book. I'm telling you. So I had to bring it. I get nothing out of it.
Nothing out of it. Free ad.
I just have to tell you, hilarious.
Peter Navarro. I went to jail, so you didn't have to.
Listen, we can't focus on who's on the left, who's on the right. We have to focus on who's on God's side. There's God's side, and there's the other side.
Yeah.
As Cat Williams said. That's it.
All lies will be exposed.
And they're being exposed.
Big time.
And Trump spoke from the heart, and the UN got exposed big time.
Yeah, 100%. Coach, what do you think? Comey going to jail?
Until I see him
What's your
in cuffs,
thoughts? Comey going to jail?
I don't know. Until I see him in cuffs, I won't believe
Expected to be indicted in the next few days.
We'll see.
Comey going to jail or no? No, I don't think so.
I have to see it.
Gets away. Epstein files going to be released? No? Maybe?
Well, James O'Keefe had a big expose.
What did James O'Keefe say?
James O'Keefe said that Epstein was CIA.
Was CIA? He was a CIA operative. Well, that would make sense. I mean, they're probably very hesitant on what they can and can't release. I mean, if the CIA was using him as a tool, you can't really, come out and say that, because then it'll be like, another dig at the U.S. government, and somehow will be Trump's fault.
Well, maybe we'll talk about it on the next show.
We'll have to talk about it on the next show. Lots of things are going to be happening this week, guys. Make sure you guys are checking out our socials, right, guys? Right below there. I'm pointing at it. Yep, right there, guys. Make sure you guys are following our socials, right? On X, Instagram, TikTok. We're on Truth Social. For those who use Truth Social, we're there too. Make sure you guys follow our Facebook page, guys. We got a Facebook page. If you're liking on YouTube or watching on YouTube, make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe button. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you guys are watching on Rumble, make sure you're hitting the follow button, right? You see that big follow button on the bottom? Make sure you guys are slamming that. Hit that follow button. And most importantly, hit the share button. Share it out. Send it to all your friends and family and liberals, and send it out. We need to spread Jesus' message, right? We talked a lot about God today on this show. We've got to keep spreading it out. So make sure you guys are hitting the share button, sending it out to everybody you know. Get to church this week. Try to get to church. It's really important that you go, right? Make sure you get to church this week. Sundays are a great day right before the football. I mean, God only knows nobody wants to watch the Giants, so make sure you guys are getting to church in the morning. But we're going to turn it around. Jackson Dart. I have all faith in Jackson Dart. Exciting whites in the backfield. It's the time. Feeling it.
What I would say is, don't be afraid to say the truth. We got to start telling the truth.
Yeah.
And we got to start telling people, hey, look within. We have to tell people you got to learn how to forgive.
Totally.
You have to put your faith in Jesus, not in the government. And don't let anybody tell you that you can shove your thoughts and prayers. You keep praying, and you pray every day.
Amen, Coach.
Every day.
Don't shove any thoughts and prayers.
Yep.
Keep them coming.
They're the most valuable thing you have.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
To God and praying.
You got to pray, guys. You got to pray. Make sure you try say at least one prayer before next week's episode. Though you may say one prayer. Start small. But let's start getting that connection back going with God. All right. This is the most important time that we have to do it. Everybody's got to play a part. So let's get it done. Let's keep praying. Let's make this country great again as a whole. Don't take Tylenol if you're pregnant. And guys, we'll see you guys again next week. Same time, same place. YouTube, X, and Rumble. We'll see you guys next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. Have an awesome week. Have an awesome weekend. Let's go Giants. Shout out Jackson Dart. Let's have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy. See you later.